What is up, my fellow Pokemon Legends ZA enthusiasts? Welcome back to Unhinged Society, where today we'll be discussing Mega Falinks and where we think the stat points for its Mega Evolution will be placed. Now, the leakers on Twitter so far haven't said anything about Mega Falinks, but we do know that it will be receiving a Mega Evolution because Central Leaks has posted his list earlier this year, and on that list was Falinks, along with Mega Delphox, Chestnut, Hawlucha, Malamar, Dragonite, and all the rest of those Megas which had been revealed by the Pokemon Company. So we know that Falinks receives a Mega, and I'm pretty excited for this Mega, specifically for one reason, that Falinks has a move in its move pool that is an Omni boost to all of its stats, which we will be getting into later. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and, like in previous videos, use this 100% HP stat bar to allocate our stat points for its Mega Evolution, and when it hits 0, we will be complete. Now, taking a look at Falinks' stats, right, they're pretty average. It's whatever. 100 in attack and defense, 70 in special attack, which it doesn't really use, 60 in special defense, which is pretty poor, and 75 in speed, which is pretty much meh, right? If you run a Jolly Nature, 75 speed with max investment, you're sitting at 273 speed. So, the reason why I'm really excited for Falinks to get a Mega Evolution is because of one move and one move only. The move No Retreat, right? This move boosts all of its stats by 1, plus 1 to every single stat. And if you look at its physical move pool, access to close combat, high horsepower, Iron Head and Knockoff, Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Throat Chop, Rock Slide, Zen Headbutt. If this thing gets good stats for its Mega Evolution, it will be instantly broken on day 1. Because there hasn't really been a move that boosts all stats by 1 since Z moves has dropped. The only exception would be Como-O's Clangorous Soul, or I forgot the exact name. But whatever move that Como-O has, it has to sacrifice a third of its HP to use it. Falinks just doesn't get to switch out, which I think is a pretty fair trade, right? So, getting 100 stat points added to its base stats, alongside with a move like No Retreat, is going to be pretty insane for Falinks. So, we're going to go ahead and get to theorizing. Now, I think Falinks' special defense will be jumping a bit. So, based off of its Mega design and the description that we're given, I'm going to be investing a bit into its special defense. I know its defense is probably going to go up as well, but I might start hope maxing right now. So, we're going to go ahead and chop 20 from its stat pool, and we're going to throw that into special defense. And I'm not going to go any crazier than that because we do have to remember that No Retreat is a move in this mon's move pool. So if we go too crazy with the stat placements, this thing can get broken really fast. And we want it to remain in OU ideally, but our wishes are not in our hands because Game Freak is the one that makes the stats at the end of the day. So the next thing this thing's going to get is definitely an attack boost. I think we can expect to see at least 130 attack. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that in there. And that's going to leave us with 40. Wait, no, 50. I'm not sure what my math is today. Speed wise, I think it does get faster. Who knows? I'm not sure. The Mega design, I would hope that it gets faster, but I can't really say logically that it would make sense considering that they're now standing on top of each other instead of being in a single file. But I think a balanced way to do this would be to give this 85 speed. So we're gonna do that for the time being. Now, defense wise, I think its defense would go up a considerable amount. I'm going to just go ahead and tie it with its attack stat. We're going to try to keep that linear because its attack and its defense were the same. So we're going to go ahead and drop another 30 points. That's going to leave us with 10 in this box. And with this last 10, since I don't think its special defense is going to be going up any higher than just 80, it might not even go up by 20 at all, but I'm going to drop it into speed and give it 95 speed, right? So I think these stats are pretty balanced, right? For a mon that gets an Omni boost to its stats with one move, 130 in attack and defense, and 90 in SPDEF, and 80 and 95 in speed, 80 in SPDEF and 95 in speed. This is pretty balanced, right? It's not too crazy. It doesn't go wild, but we also have to remember that Falinks does have Defiant as a base ability, and it could get even more crazy if it receives a better ability upon Mega Evolving. So who's to say that? Game Freak is probably hope maxing way more than I am right now, because they always have the ability to give this something cracked. So 130 in attack, 130 defense, 80 SPDEF, 95 speed. Let's see. I'm pretty sure after a speed boost, you go from sitting at 317 speed to 475, which pretty much outspeeds everything that's unboosted, except for Regieleki and like Deoxys speed, obviously. But yeah, I'm expecting greatness from Mega Falinks, right? Adding 100 stat points to this base already, like unless you put stat points into special attack, this thing can only get better. And people have tried to make it work, but it was just a bit on the lower end of the stick. It always came up just a bit short, right? It sits in the ZU tier, along with a lot of the other megas that will be receiving Mega Evolutions. So I really hope that they do give this thing some justice, and I would be looking forward to something similar for these stats. I would go higher on the speed, but it is what it is. A lot of people are going to be running no retreat on Falinks, just because it's like, you don't see Falinks without no retreat. It's kind of a hand in hand. Kind of like how you don't run a physical Dragapult without Dragon Darts, or you don't run Urshifu without Surging Strikes or Wicked Blow. So signature move Falinks, it's getting a Mega Evolution, and I need you guys to hop in the comment section and let me know what you think about this. Do you think its stats will be something similar to this? Do you think its speed stat is going to go up, stay the same, or even go down based on its Mega design? Do let me know your thoughts and opinions, and thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.